They came from nothing, no cities, no walls, no empire. And yet, in just a few decades, they conquered more land than anyone in history, faster than Rome, more brutal than any army before them. But this wasn't chaos. It was a system. A system that turned scattered tribes into the most unstoppable force the world has ever seen. The Mongols didn't begin as conquerors. They were nomads, living on the brutal plains of Central Asia. Survival was everything. Food was scarce, winters were deadly, and tribes constantly fought each other. But inside this chaos, something powerful was forming. A culture built on discipline, adaptability, and resilience. Then came one man, Temujin, later known as Genghis Khan. He didn't just unite the tribes, he rebuilt them, not based on family, not based on status, but on loyalty and skill. And that decision changed everything. The Mongols didn't win because they were stronger, they won because they were smarter. First, speed. Every soldier had multiple horses. They could travel hundreds of miles in days. Armies didn't move, they appeared. Second, communication. They built a relay system across their empire. Messages could travel faster than ever before. Orders were instant. Coordination was flawless. Third, psychological warfare. The Mongols didn't just defeat enemies, they broke them mentally. Cities that resisted were destroyed completely, but those who surrendered were spared. Word spread fast. Soon entire cities surrendered before a battle even began. This wasn't just war, it was strategy at scale. Here's what made the Mongols truly unstoppable. They adapted to everything. Fighting in deserts? They adjusted. Mountains? No problem. Massive fortified cities? They didn't panic. They learned. Instead of relying on tradition, they borrowed the best ideas from everyone they conquered. Chinese engineers built their siege weapons. Persian administrators helped them govern. Scholars and craftsmen were absorbed into the empire. They didn't destroy knowledge, they collected it. Every victory made them stronger. Every enemy became an upgrade. These aren't just stories, these are timeless systems that still shape the world we know today. If you'd like to see more breakdowns, where we decode power, strategy, and the exact decisions that helped build empires, make sure you're subscribed. At its peak, the Mongol Empire stretched across Asia and into Europe. But conquest was only half the story. They built something even more powerful, a connected world. Trade routes like the Silk Road became safer than ever. Goods, ideas, and technologies flowed freely. For the first time in history, East and West were truly connected. They also enforced strict laws. No stealing, no betrayal, total obedience. Order replaced chaos. And suddenly, an empire built on war became an empire that enabled trade, growth, and expansion. But there was a cost. The Mongol conquests were brutal. Entire cities were wiped out. Millions died. Fear was their weapon, and it worked. But like all empires built on rapid expansion, cracks began to form. The empire grew too large, too difficult to control, and eventually, it fractured. The Mongols didn't just conquer land, they controlled movement of goods, of information, of people. And today, that's still how power works. The most powerful countries don't just fight wars. They control supply chains, shipping routes, energy flows, trade networks. Because if you control how things move, you control everything. Look at today's world. Global trade routes decide who wins economically. Data moves faster than armies ever could. Financial systems connect every country together, just like the Mongols connected East and West. Modern powers are building networks at scale, and the same principles still apply. Speed. Markets move in milliseconds. Adaptability. The strongest economies pivot fastest. Systems, logistics, finance and technology amplify power. The Mongols built the first version of this system, a world where everything was connected. Today, we're living inside a far more advanced version of it.